I came across this very beautiful poem of Allama Iqbal, Philosophy and Religion, and I thought of sharing, my thoughts on that poem with you. Uh, I mean, chota muh aur badi baat, but still, I'll try. uh, it's really beautiful, and so Allama Iqbal rahmatullah alayhi says, ये आफताब क्या, ये सपहरे बरी हैं क्या, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. समझा नहीं तसलसुल शाम सहर को मैं. Salam Iqbal rahmatullah alayhi says that Iqbal was a thinker, he was a philosopher, religious thinker. So he used to think about his surroundings. So he had these questions in his mind that what's this sun, and the light associated with sun, and what's this about this the vastness uh, you know of the heavens, and the darkness which is there, and then there are stars, glittering stars. So he's talking about that. समझा नहीं तसलसल शाम और सहर को मैं. And he says that I never really understand this, the alteration of day and night, like what's it for. अपने वतन में हूँ कि गरीबे दयार हूँ. So he wonders that if he is at the right place, like if he belongs to here, this earth, or he's just a traveler, or a immigrant, or maybe he belongs from somewhere else, so he's just here on the earth as a traveler. So because of these questions, he says that because he doesn't know like if he really belongs here. He says डरता हूँ देख देख के इस दश्ते दर को मैं. So he says that I'm afraid, like when I see things around, when I see around and I don't understand these things, I get scared, and then he says that he gets scared, because he doesn't know anything. It's this universe is so vast, and then he's on this earth, and he doesn't understand the day and night stuff, and all that. So this kind of scares him. खुलता नहीं मेरे सफरे जिंदगी का राज. So he wonders, like, what's the purpose of his life's journey? If there's a purpose, and he's on this earth, so he doesn't understand much, the purpose of his life, the mystery behind his life, the raz, लाऊं कहाँ से बंदाए साहिब नजर को मैं. And not just that he doesn't understand. The fact is that he doesn't know anybody, like he cannot find anyone who actually can serve as his guide. So the people around him, those who have traveled this journey, and they know the meanings, and then they can help him out, with these questions that he has. So he's worried, that where should I find those people? I don't have my eyesight. I don't have, the sight, the spiritual side. I don't have my answers, and I don't see anybody around. So what should I do? But then he says that he doesn't stop there. He says that हैरान है बू अली के मैं आया कहाँ से हूँ, रूमी ये सोचता है कि जाऊँ किधर को मैं. So he hasn't stopped, he has questions, he has his worries, but he hasn't stopped. He reads, and he knew, from his readings and from his from others, that there were people on this earth that actually had answers to those questions. Okay. But then when he goes into detail of those people, two of them he mentions here, Bu Ali and Maulana Room. So he says that when I read Bu Ali, so the Bu Ali he had this question all his life. Where did I come from? So even Bu Ali was worried that, he kept on, that was his big question. where did he come from? And Maulana Rum, which now we know that was like the spiritual leader, I guess, of, if I'm correct, of Allama Iqbal rahmatullah alayh. So Rumi सोचता है कि, and Rumi was puzzled that where I'm gonna go afterwards, once we leave this earth, where do we go afterwards, So these are Iqbal's worries. He puts his questions. He doesn't understand things around him. He doesn't know the reality of, the sun and the stars and the vastness of earth and of the universe, and the alternation of day and night and the purpose of life, and doesn't have the insight to to see people, to meet people who actually know some answers. So he's very worried. He's kind of worried there. And then he ends up with this. Very good. चाहता हूँ थोड़ी देर हर एक राहरों के साथ. So he doesn't know yet, but he says, I keep walking with everybody, I keep walking with everybody, I just share my journey with them. And the reason is I don't understand, who my real guide is. So I keep walking with everybody. So the last one is the main point, that when you don't understand your purpose, you don't find answers, then you don't stop there, you keep walking. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.